Well, Barry, why I didn't answer many of the questions, as I stated, is that there's not any answers. We don't have the answers for everything. Um, as far as the standards being listed, if you check right there, as far as the standards being listed, Guy Blackman actually had posted them up, and they're very fundamental standards. And no, they weren't written by Bill Booz. I don't even think Bill Booz even helped in that portion of the standards. Um, I think that that was mainly, uh, it was the entire board, but and Bill probably did help. I think Bill helped more on the refining part once they were already established. Um, those are the standards for all of our testing and all of our certifications across the board. Um, there are individual crafts of standards and practices of each one that are being formalized as far as we'll be having them out and open into the public. And almost all of these, uh, from wood to the KEC, probably the window cleaning to the hard surface sealing, um, they'll have manuals. Most of those do have manuals already. We're hoping that we'll have those manuals in our store actually. Um, yeah, I don't want to promise March, but we're probably gonna have them for sale in our store in March, maybe early April. Our goal is to get them in our store and have them be able to have access. The members and anybody in the industry that wants them to have access to them. Um, you know, these things have been around for years. It's not like, I think some of these folks think that, we're creating something here that's new. Um, and it's like I said in earlier videos. I remember when Chris Detter and Pete Marinte were creating the wood, uh, basically for the PWNA when they came about. And I mean, those guys are the original creators for that stuff as far as from an org platform. Probably the first wood instructor that I ever knew, probably that worked with sodium hypochlorite, probably would have been, I would imagine, a guy named Tim Cross. I don't think many people know Tim, uh, but he's probably one of the very first guys that I know of that had wood schools prior to anyone formally having any kind of certification course. Tim's still around. Um, love to have Tim. I love to have Tim even look over once over our certifications and tell me what he thinks of them, as well as me have an open invitation, basically to anybody that wants to contribute. That's why I don't understand why so many of these people are having so much difficulty with this. There was no one man that that did these modules. No one man, compiled all this data themselves. Many of them had many men that helped. And then once again, all these committees work together as in a general sense, and they all look over each other's work. We actually, when the testing modules were put together, we invited different people in to actually take the test, and we compiled a little bit of data on there as far as what how they took the test, how they passed, how many years of experience that they had, and what their scores were. We had some new people come in and do it, and yeah, obviously some of them failed. I mean, we've even had guys now that have failed that have experience that have failed the modules. Some that haven't even qualified, and those are the standards. Those are the minimal standards that we have as far as what are the qualifications. Obviously, I'll run them over here real fast. One, you have to have 1 year in business, period. You cannot become certified at this association. Can you take courses? Can you take the test? Can you learn? Yes, 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 yes. This is what this association is about. It's about learning and teaching and bettering and the betterment of the industry. I mean, that's what we're here to do. Ultimately, our ultimate goal is to promote the members of this association to their customers, and in highlighting them as a contractor that is certified and is going to go on and continue education and a strive to get better, better their own lives and better their business lives. That's the goal of the association. I mean, it's that simple. It may sound corny, but the reality of it is we've we've now had 40 people, 40 different people or so, that have actually taken the test modules. More than 40 have taken them as far as practice runs and tests and things like that. But at least we know that there's 400 hours right there of education amongst just our membership. And, with ongoing certification and recertification and things like that, we're also going to implement other things. Now, I'll just tell you a couple of them. The mentoring program will be one of them to be recertified. And these are going to be things that certified contractors have choices in doing because we realize that they're veteran contractors and, their time and what they're able to do to stay certified might be limited. Obviously, ongoing bulletins that are reported from manufacturers in the industry on it could be anything. It could be something silly as a product or something like that. But basically keeping up with any of the new technology, things like that. There's, we may make requirements on their feedback as far as their directory listing with the UMCC. If they've been certified for 2 years, we may require something like, that they have 2 good references on there because when we want people to come and use the directory, we want customers to come there and use the directory. We obviously want to see that that we're setting apart from the normal guy that's working out of his Pinto. And yes, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to better the industry, raise the bar, and raise the standards. Later on down the road, we could do some more things, but these might be just some fundamental things we do in the type of recertification. Nothing's written in stone on the recertification yet. We're not even going to start working on that until July. The reason for it is anybody that's been certified right now is in for a 2-year certification program. And what right now, all we have to worry about is that we don't have anybody recertifying, I think, until probably mid-2000, first, I guess, of 2014 could be the, 2015 would be the closest people that would need to be recertifying. So we're a ways off, and that's why we're going to go ahead and start that probably around the middle of summer here, probably finishing up again over the next winter because, a lot of the people that are working on these things, especially in the wood business and stuff like that, they are seasonal contractors who get very busy in the season, and then they have more time on their hands in the winter. So, not all of them will get done that way, but I'm sure that some of them will take that kind of time. So we'll probably follow that same timeline with all of them, because across the board they're probably going to have a lot of the standards are going to be probably really close as far as what we set up across the board. I'm sure some will have some different things here and there, and that's going to be completely up to the contractors that are involved in these, in the critique and the handling of this. You're welcome to join in, Barry. Anybody's welcome to join in. Anybody that wants to volunteer their time and come on board, they're more than welcome to. As long as there's a positive atmosphere, we're not going to have anybody in there that's just there to be a negative atmosphere. We're here trying to get these things done. We're not here messing around as far as you have to have a vision that this is going to work, and what we're trying to do is actually trying to better the industry as a whole, and we're not here trying to do anything else. There's no sidebars going on. There's no backroom dealings going on or anything like that. But hey, hopefully that answered your question, Barry. You have a great night and a great day. We'll talk to you later.